Hi, I'm Wendy Gardiner. If you want to repair your clothes or actually add some decorative patches, these iron-on patches are fabulous. These lovely iron-on patches come in different sizes and different shapes. So we have here rectangular pieces, 2 per pack. Then you have large pieces here in these other types, and these small little ones which can be used for decorative purposes or on children's clothing. Not just that, they also come in 2 shades of denim or 9 shades of cotton twill. But it's not just about using them for patching things. You can also use them creatively. Let me give you a few ideas. So first let's look at using these patches as patches. So I have fused one here to the elbow of a shirt. Now you can do this either as a fashion item or to cover a hole or a bit that's gone a bit threadbare. So you start with the patch. Now I have drawn around, in fact I've used a magnetic pincushion to make my shape because I want the edges to be curved. This makes it easier to use, but also it prevents them from lifting during wash and wear, as I said previously. I'm just going to cut around my outline. And on the reverse of the patch is the glue. This is going to be what sticks it to your garment. Having cut it out, I'm now going to get my other sleeve in position so that I can position it on my sleeve again. Now, what I have found is I always like to work with a press cloth because you have to hold the iron in place for 20 to 30 seconds. You use a hot iron, so a cotton setting iron. So using the press cloth, not only does it mean you can leave the iron in place without fear of scorching your patch or your fabric, it will make sure it protects everything and you don't feel like you're going to burn the ironing board, etc. 30 seconds, it's quite a long time. So hold it, don't move the iron, and just fuse that glue perfectly. So once you've fused it for a good 30 seconds, you can move the iron a little just to make sure you're really getting those edges down. And then take your press cloth off and allow it to cool. And just check whether the edges are done. So this edge I can actually just get my finger under. So I'm going to put it down again and reapply the heat. So do this when you check and see, and if it's not quite right, just do it for a bit longer. And then once it's perfectly pressed in place, you now allow it to cool before trying to move it. So you want that to really cool down. And remember, it will be hot because you've pressed it with a very hot iron. Once it's cool, you can move the garment, wear it or put it away. But as I mentioned earlier, it's not just about creating patches. Let me show you some more creative ideas. I've had a play with these little iron-on patches. Not only have I added one to a pair of jeans which had worn knees, but I've also used them to create little appliques. So again, I've drawn the applique on the underside, so the gluey side, which I'll just cut out around. And then once you've cut your design, you fuse it in place to create your own little applique. And it's something you could do to add some detail to a pocket, or of course, if you've only got a little cut or tear in a child's pair of jeans, you could add a shaped applique to that rather than a rectangle or a square. So this is a little pocket where I've done exactly the same thing and I've topped them with buttons. Or this little pocket, I've created a little boat out of some of those small patches. So you can be quite creative with these, still have to iron them for 20 to 30 seconds, etc. But the other patch that I've been creative with is the larger rectangular ones. So again, I've used the smaller ones to cut out little flowers, and I've used the larger ones to make a phone case. So there's 2 patches which I've fused fabric to the inside of, because of course the underside of each patch is gluey, and then just stitched around the edge. So I've got a nice little phone case to protect my phone when it's in my handbag. I hope you've enjoyed that video clip. There are plenty more Hemline videos on youtube.com/Hemline International. And also, most of the products we've shown have extra colours or extra sizes. So to see more, go to www.hemline.com.